call them the meta frameworks, because what it is it's a framework of frameworks. And so when I talk about a framework is a simple alliteration of a complex idea to make it simple for our brains to consume, because complex ideas are going to go in one ear and out the other. So we need to simplify things. That's the reason pastors say ABC, or the ABCs of sales, or whatever the thing is, right? You've seen frameworks in every book, everything, every Bible. The 10 Commandments is a framework, right?
Yeah.
So there are meta frameworks.
I did construction.
Exactly.
And so you talk about what the building's going to look like, but once you frame it, it doesn't look anything like the final product, but you can see it. You can, it's there.
Yeah. So when I look at the different personal development programs, I don't remember what your question was exactly, but when I look at what they are, and I've noticed that there's actually 5 categories, not 4. I've been teaching people 4 lately, but I'm excited about the 5th one. So the first one is your mindset framework. Every program, any way that I've seen people get results in their lives is because they have the right mindset and they believe that they can. Now, we have all these internal stories and internal beliefs and crap from our childhood and all kinds of crap that we have to knock down and get out of the way in order to start to achieve the results that we want in life. But the first thing we need to do is we need to get our mind right. Because if my mind doesn't believe that I can do it, or if my mind is messed up or telling myself all these stories, or I'm using doubt words or saying, maybe when I get this, or I kind of laugh at people because not laugh at people, but I laugh sometimes because people will say a prayer and they'll say, well, maybe if it's your will that you'll make this so, and it'll happen in my life if you want it to. And I say, thank you so much for the results that I have already achieved in my life. Thank you so much for the $1 billion house that I'm going to have in the future. Thank you so much for providing me this abundance and prosperity. And when you do these types of things, when you have the mindset that what you say and what you do are actually going to create as results in your life, there's a million books I could give you on this, but you need to have your mindset right. So every program that I've seen, anything that gets results in business, personal development, fitness coaching, any type of thing. So yes, it applies to business. Yes, it applies to your life. Yes, it applies to your religion. Yes, it applies to your finances. It applies to every area. You need to have the right mindset. The second one is your journey framework. This is kind of the hero's journey that we're talking about. And that's getting super clear on where you are right now in that area, and then getting super clear on where you want to go, right? It's goal setting. A lot of things and a lot of works and tons of books have been written about how to set goals. So how do I set my goal for today? How do I get really, really clear on where I am right now? How do I get really, really clear on where I want to go in a reasonable time frame? Let's say 1 to 3 years. And then how do I break that journey down into smaller chunks so that I will at least start on something today that seems manageable? So I could be at 250 pounds and say, I want to be at 190 and I want to be at 10% body fat and I want to be at all of these things. Or a better way to say that is, I am 190 pounds. I am at 10% body fat and I do the things and have the habits in my life of somebody that's like that. So when you say those things, then you start doing the things that are required. You start discovering the diet that you need to have. You start discovering the fitness routines, and you do it one thing at a time. It's habit stacking. It's Atomic Habits. Those are 2 great books about this topic. But habits only work, which is actually the next framework. It's the disciplines framework. Disciplines framework is number 3, and that's basically the things that you need to be doing every day in order to achieve those results. Right. So whether it's for mindset, it's probably meditation or prayer and reading and spirituality and those types of things. For your business, it's probably marketing and sales and operations and whatever it is. Right. So each one of those categories is going to have certain disciplines and things that you should probably perform every single day. So the 3rd framework is your disciplines. And then the 4th framework is your focus. That's the domino disciplines idea that I talked about. You need to focus on the thing that's going to get you the biggest results, because I could go to the gym all I want, but if I'm eating a pizza every night and drinking 6 beers, I'm not going to lose weight. So there's one thing that's bigger than the rest. If I'm diabetic, I probably need to cut out sugar, or whatever it is. There's something in my life that is holding me back from achieving the results, and I only need to focus on the one small thing. Gary Keller said it the best in his book called The One Thing, which he said, what's the one thing I can do right now such that everything else will be easier or unnecessary? He calls that the focusing question, which I love. I try and say, what's the one domino I can knock down right now that's going to knock down more dominoes?
Yeah.
right? So the fourth framework was your domino, and the fifth one is actually the one I added today, which was the discipleship principle. The discipleship principle is this. I've had mentors along the way, people that have taught me, people that have trained me, people that have done that. And it's actually my requirement as well to do the same thing for other people, because I'll receive a lot of positive emotion when I serve and when I help others with things that I've gone through. So I have people that I learn from. So every coach has coaches, and every person is a coach or a leader to other people. So having that, looking at the hierarchy through time, every single person that was great learned it from somebody. Every single person that was great taught it to people. They wrote books, they created mentorship, they created all of those things. And in that, they found their meaning. In that, they found their purpose. In discipleship and the service of others is where we find the greatest amount of positive emotion and happiness and spirituality and contentment and joy and love and all the things that we want in our life. So being a selfish fucker is not going to get me what I want in life. But when I do it from a state of service, when I want to make money because I know that that money is actually, I don't call it money anymore. I call it resource, because it's the resource that I use in order to create the results and the service that I need in the future. You know, in Christianity, a lot of times they love to talk about poverty being a thing, or like you can't be rich and do all these things, or you can't charge for your services, or you can't blah, 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 blah. Right. Well, if I'm sitting here today and I'm making $5,000 a month versus sitting here today and making $50,000 a month, which one can make more impact in the world if I'm living on purpose? Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, the person that makes more. People love to like chastise Joel Osteen and all these like mega church pastors because they make so much money and have a nice house. I'm like, dude, that guy worked for it. He did the disciplines, he did the habits, he like sacrificed so much in his life in order to get that. And it's not even about that for him. It's about him being able to wake up in this mindset and the state that he needs to in order to continue to create and to continue to create results for people in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So those are the 5 frameworks